Hey, I know I kind of implied that I was gonna take a break, but I got bored really fast, so I decided to just move on. Anyway, I'm drawing Smiley Friends as humans. Sorry there's no drawing time-lapse in the background. I somehow accidentally turned off the time-lapse feature on Procreate, and I just didn't turn it back on. So there will be a video for the others. Sorry, there's none for Pim. I drew Pim as a Caucasian male with achondroplasia and micronathia. I'm gonna list features of all the races/ethnicities, any special features or disabilities I've given the characters, as well as character facts. I just want to mention now, I'm trying not to be offensive. If I am, or if I say something that I shouldn't, please just let me know. Most common ethnic traits for Caucasian people are a thinner, taller nose bridge, wide eyes, and reddish-pink undertones. First disability I gave him is achondroplasia, or the more common name, dwarfism. Though dwarfism is the technical term, the Little People of America website says that it is seen as offensive by most people with the condition, and they would prefer to be called little people or people of a short stature. The chance of being born a little person is very low, being roughly 0.004%, or in other words, 1 in a 25,000 chance. Now, depending on if you're a little person or you're with a little person, the chances can go up, but it's still lower than higher. Achondroplasia is not the only type of the condition. There are other variations. The average height of a little person is about 4'10", but just because you are 4'10" does not mean you are a little person. I also gave Pim micronathia, also known as Pierre-Robin syndrome or small jaw syndrome. Micronathia is a condition where your lower jaw does not form correctly, and it is often a lot smaller than it should be. Micronathia can cause problems with eating, breathing, and especially sleeping. Micronathia can be fixed with jaw surgery, but it can fix itself over time. Achondroplasia and micronathia are both genetic mutations, though micronathia can be a birth defect. Pim's full name is Pim Pimling. His voice actor is Michael Cusack, and I included his hair and part of his facial hair into Pim's design. Two things now. First is I pulled up Michael's IMDb page image for my reference for his hair and stuff. My mom called him hot, and I was like, Mom, what the frick? Also, a lot of people think Pim is British. He is not. He is Australian. I don't know how we know this, but supposedly he was born in 1988. For relatives, we don't know his mom's name, but she goes by Miss Pimling. His dad's name is Stephen Pimling. His sister's name is Amy Pimling. He has an unnamed brother, grandparents, and uncle and aunt. And then we know his cousin Graham Nelly is a done whiz with a skateboard. Again, I'm really sorry there was no time lapse, but there will be next time. Bye! Part 2 of drawing the Smiling Friends as humans, I have Charlie as a Caucasian Italian with tech neck and microphthalmia. Common ethnic Italian traits are equiline or hooked nose shapes, wide eyes, and olive or warmer undertones. For disabilities, I gave him microphthalmia, and I don't know if you'd count it, but tech neck. Microphthalmia's common name is small eye syndrome. Microphthalmia is a condition where the eyes are underdeveloped and are smaller than normal. It is a birth defect, however, genetics can play a part on whether you have it or not. In some cases, people with microphthalmia may not have any eyes in their eye sockets. Most common side effects of having microphthalmia are poor vision and or blindness. The chance of being born with microphthalmia is 0.0189% or 1 in every 5,300 babies. Next is tech neck or text neck. Tech neck is a condition where due to bad posture the spine shifts and it can cause back problems. The term text neck was coined by a chiropractor in 2008 named Dean Fisherman, who owned a chiropractic facility in Florida. The original term was text neck, but I'm used to calling it tech neck, so I'm going to call it that instead. It is called text or tech neck because it is often caused by looking down when texting or watching on your phone, or when leaning over when using a laptop or computer. Common side effects are headaches, neck pain, general shoulder problems, joint stiffness, pain when leaning backwards, muscle spasms in the neck, paresthesia, and bad posture. I had mentioned paresthesia. That's when you get a pinched nerve and you feel numbness or tingliness in the area. Some ways I like to try to avoid my neck problems is when I'm drawing, every once in a while I'll lean back, try to pop my neck, and I'll spread my arms out. But that's because I like to draw all scrunched up. I would recommend if you sit over a table as well. And when I watch shows, I sit up, I try to pop my neck, and I try to relieve the neck pain. On to character facts. Charlie's last name is Dompler. Charlie is 27 years old. Charlie has a girlfriend. She's the redhead you'll often see in the background. Her name is Zoe. I don't think we know her last name. Charlie is a pessimist, and we do not know of any of his relatives. In Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back, we are not sure if the story is true, as in it's Charlie's retelling, or if it's a fake story that Glep made up to tell his grandchildren and whatnot. Charlie's voice actor is Zach Hadel, and fun fact, Zach Hadel doesn't change his voice very much to voice Charlie. I've seen a lot of debate about the baby forms of critters, being that in Who Violently Murdered Simon S. Salty, Charlie mentions, "Oh, I haven't eaten here since I was a homunculus," but in Gwimbly Definitive Remastered Enhanced Extended Edition DX 4K Anniversary Director's Cut, Pim says tadpole. I think some people forget that you can have a nickname like, "Oh, back when I was a tadpole," or "back when I was a youngin'." So we just need to figure out who was using a nickname and who wasn't. Despite being in my room alone, I still get very nervous and I tend to mess up when doing these voiceovers. If y'all want bloopers, just let me know. That's all I have for Charlie. I will see you later with Alan. Bye! Week 4 of drawing the Smiling Friends as humans. Today I have Alan as a Indian man with bad posture. And just to clarify, I made him South Asian Indian, not Native American Indian. Common ethnic Indian traits include almond-shaped eyes, a narrower, taller nose bridge, and pink, red, or on occasion orangey undertones. India is a big country. Not as big as the US or anything, but it is bigger, so there's a lot of skin color variation between ethnic Indians of more southern versus more eastern. I had a bit of trouble trying to figure out a skin color that looked right, but with some of my mom's help, I finally figured out a good one. It has some reddish undertones, which definitely does help it look like Alan. I also gave him bad posture. Bad posture can cause poor digestion and bad circulation. It can worsen headaches. It can cause and worsen back and neck pain, and it can ruin your mood and lessen your confidence. And as you saw with my drawing of Charlie, it can also give you tech or text neck. This isn't anything related to anything, but I figured I'd just note. I gave him formal attire, as you'll see in the background, but I thought it would be really cute and kind of funny if his tie just wasn't in the right spot. On to character facts. Alan's full name is Alan Red. Alan shares his voice actor with Pim, as well as half of the background characters being voiced by Michael Cusack. I try to incorporate something from the voice actor into the character, so I gave Alan Michael Cusack's facial hair. Alan is 24 years old. One thing I've seen a lot is Alan's name is commonly misspelled. It has 2 L's, not 1. I don't know why I'm mentioning this, but I'm going to anyway. We know Alan's address is 2211 Meep Boulevard, apartment 4E. I don't think that's a real address, but if it is, please leave whoever that is alone. We do not know of any relatives, at least that I'm aware of. Also, if you look at his hands, I gave him the crucifixion marks from the first episode. I don't think I mentioned it, but for Charlie, I gave him the nose scar from when his nose was torn off by James. For anyone who doesn't know what Alan's job is, he is a organizer and he keeps stock of the office. So he makes sure there's plenty of every item and that they're in the right spot. hence in the first episode, him worrying about the paper clips. Nobody is asked, but the background music is the ending theme for Smiling Friends, so just in case you were curious. As we see in 2 episodes of Smiling Friends, I don't remember which ones, Alan is interested in keeping track of the Critter War. We don't know exactly what it is, but we know Alan has at least partial interest in it. We know that Alan at least has some engineering prowess, as in Pym finally turns green, we see that he knows how to engineer rocket boots for Mr. Boss. That's just about all I could drum up for Alan. There's quite a bit of video left, but just know that I will see you next time for Glep. Bye! Welcome to the 4th part of Smiling Friends as Humans. I have Glep as an African American male. Also, was nobody gonna tell me that I got the number wrong last time? I said day 4. It wasn't. It was week 3. Also, I have the worst luck. All the days that I want to do the voiceover, I'm busy, and the days that I'm free to do the voiceover, I'm not in the mood to do the voiceover. Darn it. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled voiceover. Common African American traits are wide eyes, flatter, wider nose bridge, and purple or red undertones. Another common trait I did not list with the rest because I'm trying to keep it mostly uniform is that African Americans or black people tend to have two-tone lips. What I've seen is usually the top lip is a slightly darker shade or the same as the skin color, and then the lower lip tends to have a fade from the inside of the mouth to the outer lip of pink to skin tone. I've seen a lot of people draw Glep with dreads or as a white guy with white guy hair, and I thought I'd put a twist on it and give him 2-strand braids or hair twists. I didn't give him any disabilities. I just made him short. For full name, we're not 100% sure what his last name is. I do know we know his first name is Glep. We are assuming that his last name is Simpson, but we are not 100% sure at the time of posting this. We know Glep's gender is male. But in the Mr. President episode, when the worms leak Glep's information, assigned sex is green. Not male, not female. When the worms leaked Glep's information, we also got his address being 1352 Green Palm Terrace, Pennsylvania. Of course, the show takes place in Pennsylvania, but whatever. Just as Charlie has his girlfriend, Zoe, Glep has his wife, Marge Simpson. She can be seen in 1 or 2 episodes, namely the Halloween episode. We know Glep's birth date, and I believe that's how we know how old he is. He was born July 9th, 392. That's the year. And he is 1,965 years old. You will see here in a little bit, I gave Glep 2 tattoos. A spider tattoo on his neck and a dinosaur tattoo on his wrist. Spider tattoos can symbolize multiple things depending on your culture or where your background is from, but it often symbolizes transformation and shedding your bad habits and or being aware of the dangers in life. And dinosaur tattoos symbolize strength, resilience, and facing your fears. I actually changed my original plan for how I was going to draw him, partway through the outfit stage. I was going to put him in shorts, and then I thought, this doesn't look very good. How about I dress him in overalls, because I love to wear overall straps and long pants. At the end of Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back, we zoom out to see that it was Glep reading a book. The child we see is named Gleppy, and we don't know how far in the future this scene is. For anyone unaware, from what we're aware of at the moment, Glep is the janitor, but we are not 100% sure on that yet. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I clearly speak Japanese, not American English. I will see you next time for the final character, and I can't wait to show you because I'm really excited. Bye! Hello, final part to my Smiling Friends series. I have Mr. Boss as a lilac critter. Now, I think I'm the only person to do this, at least that I have seen. I turned all the critters to humans, and now I've turned the only main character that's a human into a critter. I had a lot of fun with this. The video is a bit shorter. Some main features of the critter species include bright skin colors, lack of ears, occasional lack of nose, and wispy and small amounts of hair. Whether or not critters wear clothes seems to, from what we're aware of, depend on if they have sex characteristics or not, shown by Charlie and Pim having nipples and usually a covered lower section, and Alan and Glep not covering up. Don't know how much I'm going to be able to round up about this character, but first I will say that we know he has a son. His son is named Jason, and he is still legally married to Brittany because he never formally divorced that we're aware of, and his father-in-law is Satan. In episode 1, we see him breastfeed his son Jason, and this may seem weird to some people, but men can lactate, though not every man. Depends on if you can activate your mammary glands, which you can't really control. Mr. Boss is voiced by Mark M. I don't know his last name, I'm just going off the wiki here. Supposedly, according to the wiki, his full name is Michael Neep. Don't know where we got that, but I'm gonna go with that's canon for right now. Mr. Boss has the ability to shapeshift and teleport. And as I wrap this video up, and I can't wait to start my next series, there's one thing I'd like you guys to do. Go out there and make someone smile. Bye!
I'm changing every day.
Okay, so let's just get this job done with as few distractions as we can.
The Enchanted Forest? Oh my god! I love the Enchanted Forest!
I think we might have a mouse in the office. My precious piece of cheese has gone missing. Sakurusuga, Jingobodo, Igabodo.
So I got a call from a mom today. She's concerned about her son.